Hello, Leo North Node. Welcome to your reading for the spring equinox and the 3 months following. So that's from March 20th, 2023 to June 20th, 2023. I am a bit behind schedule, but all of the messages are still valid for you, as this transformation is an ongoing process. Do remember that this is a general reading, so not all of the messages will apply to you. Just take what resonates and let the rest float away to whoever else in your Leo North Node collective needs to hear that message at this time. If you are feeling this reading, do give it a like, a thumbs up. Do not forget to subscribe so that I can better connect to your energies, and click the bell to be notified when I upload. Just a reminder that this is a North Node reading and I don't read for any other placements, so this is not your sun, moon, or rising, only your North Node sign. If you're not sure where your North Node is located, you can click the link in the description box, which will lead you to a North Node chart on my website, where you can simply look up your birthday and find out where the North Node was at that time. What else do you need to know? I'm raising money for a new mic. This one has had its run. So that is also linked in the description box if you are so inclined. And what is the significance of this North Node reading? I always end up having a theme sent to me or communicated to me, and at this time, the appropriateness of the spring equinox, moving from a time of longer periods of darkness to now in the day of balance, and now we're shifting into longer periods of light. We're taking everything that we learned in the shadow, in the void, in the womb, if you will, and we're learning to walk again and walk in a new energy and new vibration. So this reading, these North Node readings, are targeting how to ground your transformation into your new / current and ever-changing reality. I also did a podcast, Ascension Messages, episode 4, where we were in conversation with Anubis or Anpu, however you prefer to call that consciousness, about that topic of the ego and the shadow and coming into the light with everything that you have learned about the shadow. So I will use the North Node spread that was given to me by my guides for this reading. If you are new to the channel, welcome. I will run you through the different sections. All of the sections will be time-stamped for your convenience, and so you can come back anytime in the next 3 months and check back on anything that you want to review. So we start with the universal energies on the outside. Those are the big overarching energies that are affecting your life or are on offer for you at this time. They can affect you consciously or unconsciously, however you choose. And then we go to the 5D, which is your higher self and your future self and or future self. What advice do they have for you? What areas of your life, of your energy, do they recommend you focus on for your next level of expansion? Then we look at the 3D, what's showing up in your physical reality as opportunities for growth and expansion. We ask then how to bridge the 3D and the 5D. And then as this reading has to do with grounding, I will pick 4 cards at the end, which are your tips for how to ground your transformation into your physical reality at this time. And then I will pull your final oracles and we will be done, and it should be approximately 60 minutes. So I think that is everything I am supposed to say. Yes, feels so. In your preliminary meditation, a lot came out when I was shuffling your cards before starting this video. Actually, let's just go into the universal energies and then I'll get into that. So I'm going to pull all 4 cards before I start. This one wants to escape. Interesting. For Leo North Node. Phew. All right. That one went flying. So we have Path of the Soul, Red Native. Oh, I have to double check what this one is. This is either Fairies or Cosmos of the Heart, but I will double check. Yeah, Cosmos of the Heart is number 22. And this, I believe, is Work. Double checking that as well. Work, yeah. Excellent. So, Leo North Node, what is coming up here is that your direction is going to become clear. You have the opportunity for your direction to become clear and for you to make a lot of sense out of what has happened to you in the past and how it has propelled you to where you are now and how it can serve you in the future. That clarity is on offer for you. With Red Native, I do feel that there is the energy of some of you are here to do something very specific in your family lineage, to be a very specific person. So what came up also in your preliminary meditation, now I will speak to it, is that you play a key role in other people's destiny. So that's going to be an interesting point to consider and to explore in this reading to see how that develops. Cosmos of the Heart, regardless of your service role, right? I say service role with that emphasis because as with your South Node in Aquarius, there is a life that you had where you were philanthropy and humanitarian and community good, acting for the community good. In this lifetime, yes, you may serve, but you won't serve in the same ways. And your heart fulfillment, you won't serve and sacrifice yourself to serve. So finding that, how that works for you, or how that is meant to work for you. Let me change this light. I like it. Yeah, it's too bright. How that is meant to work for you is on offer for you to explore, because we know that they don't necessarily give us the answers. They guide the way so that we discover the answers ourselves. Sometimes they give it to us, but it's so much more rich to learn it yourself. Right? So I'm laughing because I'm seeing, someone being guided down like an obstacle course and everyone being so excited, like all of the guides being so excited when they actually finally learn the lesson after all of this, guidance and manipulation of realities for you to discover what you need to discover. And with the Work card, I see that these two, the service and the heart, are really going to come together. And you have the opportunity in the next 3 months to really discover how that looks for you, how that works for you, and how that is satisfying to you. I'm going to go to the 5D before I say anything else, but so we're on 5D. Kindness. Sensuality. Ooh, nice colors working together there. third eye chakra. Okay, all of the cards are out. One is on the floor, though. Okay, then we have freedom, originality, and belief. So another thing that came up in your preliminary meditation, distraction, interruption, and these distractions and interruption coming from people who want something from you. Bottom of the deck is Earth. Who want something from you. They're attracted to your light and they want to be around you, but their presence doesn't necessarily serve you in return. This is what I was feeling in the preliminary meditation. Kindness. Your guides want you, your future self, higher self, wants you to consider when your kindness is genuine. And the balance of kindness, you could be kind and still say no. This is one thing they want you to explore. Can you kindly say no? Can you kindly have boundaries? Can you kindly they're saying staying dedicated to your path means also nicely and in the most loving way telling people to get out of your way and to stay out of your way. And that can be done in a number of ways and in a number of situations. But some of you, I'm getting the feeling, Leo North Node, that some of you equate giving people what they want as kindness. And once again, we come back to that point of you playing a role in other people's destiny does not mean that you're always the hero or the savior. You know, you being guided by yourself, taking the steps that you're supposed to take, also, like whether that person sees it as positive or negative, you're still playing your role. No one knows exactly what their role is in someone else's story, right? So we can also be holding someone else back by not being truthful with them or giving them, like being the one to bend all the time, right? Because then we rob them of their opportunity for growth as well. Sensuality. I'm going to read off the card. The frequency of sensuality reminds us that as spirits in human bodies, we are sensual beings experiencing joy and pleasure from the physical world through our senses. So sensuality is much more than sexual pleasure. It's everything that the senses can enjoy, can experience. I am getting for you, though, Leo North Node, that you need to enjoy, they want you to enjoy your physical being more. More. Some of you need to enjoy your food a bit more, like, as in actually taking the time to enjoy your food and choosing things that you actually like. Someone diets too much and has a not so great relationship with food, which robs you on an energetic level of all that your food has to offer you in terms of health, nutrition, and emotional well-being, vibrational, right? Things that come from the earth have their own vibration as well, right? Well, everything has one, but particularly we're talking about foods that come from the natural world. Why they're throwing me in that direction, I don't know, but I go where they want to discuss. And And they're also saying that your senses won't steer you wrong. Oh, some of you deprive yourself because it's something you believe about discipline. Something you believe about discipline causes you to not do things that are that enjoyable for you. Yes. Well, there's a difference between, let's say, having a dessert and truly enjoying that dessert, or having that dessert and feeling guilty about it, right? And you'll always have people who want you to feel guilty about it because, I don't know, they don't enjoy their desserts. Who knows what their problem is with you enjoying it? But it's like, why do something if you're going to feel like crap about it afterwards, right? You're better off actually enjoying it, because when you allow yourself to have that full experience, then you can go on to the next thing the next day, right? And enjoy something else. So one day you enjoyed chocolate cake, the next day maybe you enjoy a fruit smoothie. But if you keep depriving your senses, depriving yourself in the name of discipline, I know it keeps coming back to food, but it can be other parts of life as well, other senses, right? For the sake of discipline, for the sake of being humble or prudent with your money, or whatever the case may be, when you deprive your senses, then your quality of life is reduced, number one. And number two, you're not getting the input, the guidance that your senses are also giving you. I mean, if you're dulling your 3D senses, what's happening with your other senses, right? And they want you to know as well that there are psychic abilities in all of your senses. So there are finer, higher dimensional abilities of all of your senses. This is what they're saying, right? So we hear, but there's clairaudience when you hear not with your physical ears, but with your etheric ears. Clairvoyance, you see with your inner eye. You're getting to the third eye chakra, as opposed to your physical eyes. But there is a higher vibrational, higher dimensional link to all of your senses. So you should use the ones in your physical realm as well, as a way to get to the higher ones. And higher doesn't mean better or worse. It just means that you you sense things that are not material, like this, right? That are not, you sense beyond that. Okay, third eye chakra, going to sensing beyond the physical senses. Your third eye chakra supports our intuition and our inner knowing, our imagination and our psychic powers. I'm getting that you are not only getting signals through your senses, you're getting signals through your third eye as to your life path. And the only thing, well, they are saying that you're limiting yourself, which is why the freedom card is here. The energy of freedom supports our sense of limitless possibility and potential, boundless expression, and bold exploration. There's a lot of us who feel like, oh yeah, I'm free, I'm not judgmental of people. I have, I'm modern, or I'm open and progressive. But that does not necessarily mean that you feel that you have endless potential, for example, or that how your future will manifest, what it will look like, that has limitless potential. right? So they're asking you to be more expansive in your thinking, originality. This is a struggle for Aquarius South Node / Leo North Node. The frequency of originality supports our capacity to be unique and original creators of unlimited possibilities in every moment. Sometimes you need to not ask other people what they think. Right? Your guides are speaking directly to you, communicating directly to you what they, I don't want to say what they want you to do. What is a good use of your gifts, talents, and vibration in the world at that specific moment in time? So if you're not listening to what's going on in your heart, then you are missing opportunities to show up in the world, right? And this is also show up in the world in a way that's useful to others and fulfilling to you. They wanted me to complete that sentence. And because a lot of you do want to be influential or useful to other people, even if it's not in a direct way, right? That you're not really face to face with them, that you create something that is useful to other people. But there has to be this belief, your higher self and future self would like you to focus on your beliefs and your belief in yourself specifically. And this energy is very strong on this side here for balancing the good of everybody with what nurtures you, with what invigorates you, with what your heart desires, and to believe that those two things are actually the same thing. There's been a long time for a lot of people, not just Leo North nodes, that serving the greater good meant a sacrifice of your own joy. We are not in that place anymore. We are not in that understanding of how to live and work together and live harmoniously and benefit each other. There's more of an understanding now that if anyone is restricted in their soul's purpose, soul growth, then we are all actually suffering because we don't get the benefit of what they have to offer and what they were brought here, what they agreed to come here and do for all of us, right? To play their role. So you must believe that your role and your heart are one and the same. Let's go to the 3D for you now. Leo North Node. Oh, this card is specific to this deck. I believe it's the Phoenix. I have to look it up, but it's reversed anyway. The Queen of Wands in reverse. Just making sure I'm not holding the deck upside down. No. Okay. What is 14? 14 the Tower? No, it's not. Sorry, I got to think about it. Temperance, I believe, but I will double check that as well. What is wrong with my head today? It's all good. Every day is different in the development of the intuition and psychic abilities. Is this 5 of Cups in reverse? Yes, and the 5 of Cups in reverse. So I'm going to triple check the numbers and what that card is. Yes, we were correct. So it's Temperance. This is the Phoenix in reverse, and this is Temperance upright. Okay, so what do we have here? The Phoenix in reverse, the most obvious thing that just jumps out is resisting a rebirth. I don't know why you're resisting it. They're saying some of you are like, it's not an active, it's like you're oblivious to it. Some of you are oblivious to the rebirth. But there is one, as we all are going through one, that it's not just that, it's that there's things that you really, I feel, are not willing to let go of that need to be let go of. Really. They really need to go. And you may not even be aware of how they restrict your life. Some of you need to have a little wild child moment. Like just everything. I mean, obviously not everything. You're not going to go breaking a bunch of laws or hurting anyone else intentionally. But barring that, right, what rules do you place on yourself and say the world is just so? Meanwhile, there's a bunch of other people in the world who don't put those rules on themselves and are perfectly happy and nice, helpful, community-minded people, right? It's in little things. They're saying it's hidden. It's hidden in little habits and little beliefs. There are things hidden in your little habits and little beliefs that are resisting your transformation, or that are hindering the final part. And it's also, these are kind of the most, they're deep-seated habits and beliefs, so you may not even recognize what they are. Let's see if when we come over to this card, we find out. The Queen of Wands. Oh, my goodness. So no, for each of you, it's different, so I may not get any information on what exactly those beliefs are. But the Queen of Wands in reverse is you will be offered many, many opportunities to act in a way differently than how you've acted in the past. And the only thing, and it won't be dangerous to you, right? But your ego may feel like, I can't do that. Or your deep-seated belief system be like, I can't do that. I would never do that. Why would I do that? Like trying something that you've never tried before because you may have a judgment about people who do such a thing, right? Or it's always made you... So they're showing me like, if you've never been a nightclub person, for example, like when you go out with friends, you guys go to restaurants or you go and play pool or whatever, but you just think nightclubs are full of, you have a bunch of judgments around nightclubs, for example. They want you to go to a nightclub then. And the opposite, if you're always at nightclubs, they want you to do something that, go to a museum instead. So we all have those beliefs that are come so second nature to us that we don't even realize that they are affecting what we choose to do on a day-to-day basis, right? If you think museums are for stuffy people, and why would you stand in front of a painting and pay all that money to stand in front of a painting, right? Then you're making a judgment about something that you are not giving yourself the opportunity to experience differently than other people experience it, or just to experience it for your own collection of experiences, to say, I've done that and it didn't quite like it, but the cafe had really great beer in the museum, for example, right? So opportunities to do things differently than you've done before. Temperance, there is, I feel that some of you are not going to believe what you are hearing through your intuition, and are not going to believe that this is what are the things that your guides are asking you to do or are recommending you to do, right? They can only give you guidance and recommendations. They can't force you to do anything. You know, some of you have been around thinking that you're doing everything perfectly. You're being the good guy, good girl, good person. You know, you are, lots of you out there are considerate and kind and empathetic, take other people into consideration when you make decisions and all that. And to think that your guides are like, yep, no, we don't want you to do all that. Or only to an extent, but you need to pull back on it. I feel that some of you will not believe that that is the case, and may in that communication then not believe your intuition or not believe what you're hearing. You may not feel like it's coming from your guides. So there's going to be situations where you're going to have to step out of your comfort zone and trust that your guides are going to lead you through this great, complete new situation for you. And that there is something that this is not just an exercise in, irresponsibility, lack of discipline, or whatever judgment your conscious mind may put on it, but actually something that your guides want you to do so that they can lead you to the next thing, right? Because here we are coming around to work, and the 5 of Cups in reverse. I feel a lot is going to fall away in the next 3 months, and you'll be challenged to to mourn them, but not to mourn them for too long, and to see them from a higher perspective, because there is too much in your life that is not working for your highest good at this time. And you're emotionally tied to some things that are not serving you either. Yeah. I'm going to do your 3D, bridging 3D and 5D. Excuse me. Distraction. You're tied to people and things that are distractions. So let's see how to bridge the 3D and the 5D. Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords has been coming out for a lot of people. Ten of Swords. 2 of Pentacles. Okay. The 8 of Swords in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse. So these came out together, so I would usually put them like this, but when they came out together, they didn't stay together. One fell to my left and one fell to my right. So I'm trying to determine if that means anything, or if I need to get another card for the last position. No, they want it separate, but after that shuffle, the bottom of the deck has the Hierophant. So, okay, Ten of Swords. Did I go the right way around? Yes, I did. Okay. Ten of Swords. It's like I've seen the Ten of Swords so much in the past week of doing these readings. Ten of Swords, in this respect, is saying, like, they need you to get out of your head. Get out of your head. Get out of rationalizing anything. At least anything when it comes to you. Right? It is dulling your instinct. It's drowning out your instinct. It's drowning out your senses, right? You're being kind because you've been taught to be kind, but the way that you've been taught to be kind is not serving you as well as you need to be served moving forward. And they need you to also be willing to step back and see, become aware of, and acknowledge any thought patterns, thought processes, judgments, preconceived ideas of how you are to move through the world. Some of them are good. Some of them are good at their root, but are too constricting for you. They are constricting who you are meant to be, or who you have the potential to be. Because on a vibrational level, people can sense your bigger expansive self, at least subconsciously. They sense it and react to it. And you end up being drained because you're not aware yourself of how much light and how expansive you are. That's the sentence I'll use. With the Two of Pentacles, seek balance in your physical world, in your physical environment, meaning as well, like they're attributing to the physical environment as well, like your physical senses and your physical body. So do choose, if someone wants to rest and you want to go out because your body's like, we've been sedentary, we've been sitting for a while, and then choose not to do something with that person, right? And vice versa. If you've been out and about everywhere and you just want to stay home and read a book and not answer your phone, then do that, right? It's about serving yourself. Now, usually I would say a balance of give and take in the Six of Pentacles, but I'm seeing in this Two of Pentacles, like, also a sense of balance in consciously choosing where you're going to put your energy at what time. So if the Six of Pentacles is a balance of give and take between you and another person, or you and the outside world, today, not every day, but today, this Two of Pentacles is just you deciding, you having two places to put your energy and you deciding to feed both equally. And they're showing me, like, very specifically, that this pentacle is by the path of the soul and this pentacle is by the work card. And it's like you have to bring those two into balance. They are not separate things, especially not for you, Leo North Node. They are not separate. So the more that you can bring your intention to align with your soul path into how you move through life, especially with regards to your work and career, is how the more you'll actually open the doors to the things, the situations and people that will be most beneficial to you. The Eight of Swords in reverse. Yeah, just don't worry. I feel like just don't worry about it. Don't overthink anything. Don't ask why, which is very difficult for us, but don't ask why, just do. Just do. It's like there's so many moving parts to how this destiny, how this is working out for you, that they're asking for your trust and that you just do. And the Queen of Cups in reverse, you just do and you trust. Right? The Queen of Cups in reverse. Oh, I would have expected the Queen of Cups to be in the upright for you, but I feel, because you have the Queen of Wands in reverse and the Queen of Cups in reverse, so there are going to be there's going to be some emotional kickback for you in the next 3 months. And you will also need to regulate your emotional responses to yourself. Interesting. Let's say your emotional responses to yourself. Yeah, it may be, I feel that it could be a difficult process for you to assess these limiting beliefs. And so they didn't say self-limiting beliefs, they said limiting beliefs, as in limiting. So you may believe that you're capable of anything, but your belief, your understanding of what anything is, is what's limited, right? They want you to expand your idea of anything. I'm capable of anything. What's anything? Believe it or not, when apparently Leo North Node, when you say anything, you don't mean anything. There are some things that you just think you're not meant to do or be. So the Queen of Cups in this position here, I'm getting like, it's going to be necessary. It is necessary for you to confront yourself in a very loving but intentional way to get to the bottom of certain things. I'm feeling like for some a very conservative energy, and like, yeah, there's nothing. This is not to say that there's anything wrong with the way that you're moving through life. This is not a judgment on you, right? But understand that the personality you and the ego you is not the soul you, and that your soul is asking and ready to be more fully integrated into your 3D life, right? Is ready to be at center stage. So, but it's necessary for you to also say, well, maybe there is another version of me that is ready to emerge, and that version of me is also great, and the past version of me is also great. This is just new, And the new needs to let go of some things that, well, served us in the time and situations that it served us in, but they're not going to serve us moving forward. So I'm going to pull your grounding cards now. 19 emotions. Six of Earth, which was the Six of Pentacles that I brought up. $16, Destiny. And 2, the Maiden. Okay. So what are your strategies for grounding this transformation? Fully acknowledging and being aware of your emotions and allowing them to manifest into reality, into the physical reality. So they're showing me someone doing, like punching one of those, the heavy bag. I don't know if that's what they call it, but a punching bag. So someone in a boxing or kickboxing type of gym getting out anger. If I see someone crying, I sense that as well. It's like your emotions are necessary for you to process. They are part of your guidance system. And they're saying, like, even when the emotion is from a triggering something, right? That is all a learning and a guidance system as well. It's showing up to show you, like, hey, this type of stuff still bothers us. Which means if this type of stuff still bothers us, then what was the initial experience that we have not yet processed, right? It's necessary for you to understand, once again, you have the open invitation to understand your journey more fully, but you cannot understand it. For some of us, we need to step back and understand it from a bigger picture point of view. You need to understand it from your physical senses and your emotions. How your experience in physical reality. So that's grounding tip number 1. Understanding, fully experiencing your emotions and understanding your journey through an emotional lens and the lens of your senses. And the third eye is in there too to kind of keep you from, falling into an abyss of dark emotions. But it's weighted on the emotions and the sensuality. 6 of Earth, equal give and take. Stop giving too much to people. Stop sacrificing yourself for other people. If you have an ancestral practice, ancestor altar, do regularly, tend to it and tend to that relationship as well. But 6 of Pentacles is all about, for you in this position, Leo North Node is about you keeping for yourself what's meant for you and sharing what is meant to be shared with people who it deserves to be shared with. Now, sometimes you're going to feel to give to people who are crabby and whatever. That's not a reason to keep something from somebody or keep kindness from somebody. But remember, as we said, you need a new understanding or an expanded understanding of kindness that includes you taking care of yourself first. So grounding tip number 2 is, well, if you have an ancestral practice, continue to do it. Some of you need to establish one and set loving boundaries that prioritize your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Right? Grounding tip number 2. Number 3, destiny. Oh. This one is kind of quick. Destiny. Have affirmations. Work very diligently on believing that the reason that you are here is encoded in your heart chakra. That all that you dream and desire to do and be is part of your service to humanity. Okay. And the maiden, I see her tra-la-lying in the forest and talking to bunnies and and I feel that, so in the traditional tarot, this would be the high priestess. But the maiden is also coming of age, right? And is blossoming from girl to woman, is testing boundaries, is having new emotions and feelings. So sexual feelings, they wanted me to say that out loud. Like I was alluding to it, at least I was saying it to myself, but yes, sexual feelings, potential for sexual pleasure now, and that being important. They would like you to explore a little more and kind of play with have a new discovery of how you are to move through the world, or how you want to move through the world. Most of you, I don't discount that there may be a couple people under the age of 18 watching this, but my feeling is that the vast majority of people watching this are adults. You have an internal compass, an internal moral compass already. It's not going to hurt you to, blur some lines, step over some lines even. As I said, once you're not putting anyone in danger, disrespecting anybody, having ill wishes or deeds towards anybody, or breaking the law, or putting yourself in harm's way, right? Once all of that is out the window, and most of us don't do any of the above, at least not on a regular basis, right? Or not intentionally. You have to trust that you have your own inner guidance system that will really, send up a red flag if you're doing something that's really that's really not good, right? There's a difference between my value system says, or I was raised this way, so I cannot or should not, or, right? There's a difference between that and actually, and the more fundamental acting in a way that is bad for everybody, bad karma, bad for the earth, bad for humanity. There's a difference, right? You have really great people who abstain from alcohol. You have really great people who drink quite a bit, right? So is alcohol in itself the bad thing? No, not necessarily, right? So these are kind of the type of things that they want you to dismantle in your mind and reassess. Because the high priestess, the maiden, is exploring, and the high priestess is manifesting from a very deep place of believing, a deep place of intention, and a deep place of understanding, let's say the rules of manifestation, meaning that you don't wish anybody to do anything that is not for their own, that's not good for them, or wish people to act against their will and do what you want them to do. You don't wish ill on anyone else, right? So I'm going to put this back down here in this position because it's by work, right? And it's by the third eye, and it's by freedom. And it's just about you completely allowing for, as we said over here, for anything to be possible. What is anything? Because there's obviously some limitations on anything, at least according to this reading, you have some limitations on what anything is. So that was a little bit of a long way around that one, but the maiden is saying grounding your energy, your transformation will require you to kind of take a step back and reassess some of your modus operandi, like the way that you move through the world, because this is how you were taught to move through the world. And if doing things differently will actually make you a bad person, right? Or is like, are you going to spontaneously combust if you do something differently than you were raised to do it? So, and that will open up some new opportunities for you. I'm going to do your final oracles now. Ooh, I like this card for you, Leo North Node. We have abundance, fortune, wealth, and plenty, card 28. So I'm going to pull 2 final oracles, maybe 3. Well, definitely 2 from the bigger decks. So this is Priestess of Light, and then I'll use another deck for the second one. So the goddess Lakshmi holds out her hands in divine offering, and the universe responds with such abundant blessings that gold coins come cascading down. The gold in her gown and on her neck, ears, and wrists shines with the life-giving light of the sun, which radiates upward from the top of her head. She is the light of the world, bridging boundless generosity. This portends a time of great joy and receptivity for you. The prosperity you've been longing for is coming your way. An investment may pay off, or an unexpected windfall may appear. But even if the increase in wealth comes slowly at first, the abundance is sure to expand as you allow yourself to focus on the present value already in your life. Always remember that value comes in many forms. There is good fortune in nature, friendships, and the simple moments of small joys. This grateful awareness will shine in your life like the sweet, violet aura around Lakshmi's luminous being. At her feet, baby elephants herald the arrival of true prosperity, bringing with them an energy of strength and peaceful certainty. This card is telling you to rest assured, for great joy and prosperity will soon be expanding throughout your life. And the affirmation is, I open my mind and my life to the blessings of the universe. Unlimited wealth is coming to me in wonderful and unexpected ways. Unexpected ways, Leo. Please. This is what we say. Right? All of this is about opening the way to receive what the universe has on offer for you. So it may seem like, why should I dismantle all of these things I've built up around me if I'm a good person and they seem to be working for me? Because where the universe wants to bring you, they're not going to work for you anymore. And you need to make room for the universe to give you what it wants to give you. So we're on the next Inner Peace Oracle card. Ooh, 44. Right here by 22. Come together, we need each other. Where have you been separating yourself or pushing against others and the world? Interesting. Let's see. Next guidebook. Excuse me. There is a lot of distraction. That's what came up already. Distraction and fear in the world. And when we give our attention to these outside forces, we lose sight of our authentic power. You have the power to live in harmony and peace, but it depends on how you show up for others. Look at any area in your life where you are resisting and judging. Are you pushing against what you fear and lashing out energetically? We live in a system that thrives on pushing us apart and keeping us separate from one another. Don't fall into this trap. We need each other, differences and all. Just because someone has a different view doesn't mean it isn't valid. We can all exist together by allowing each other to be who we really are. Look at the separations in your life and make a commitment to bring more unity, compassion, and understanding to each situation and relationship. You know intuitively this separation from others who see things differently isn't working. It isn't in your true nature. Allow room for all beliefs and truly support others with kindness and love. Listen with care, remove judgment, and refrain from needing to prove anyone right or wrong. And the divine assignment here is, has part of your life become isolated in a bubble because you have surrounded yourself with a worldview that supports and reinforces your own beliefs? If so, this separation is causing you even more despair. The true you, your spirit and best self, needs diversity, contrast, connection, and unity. This is an invitation to accept and allow for differences. We are all one and need each other. Strive for unity. This is the world your soul truly wants to live in. They want me to say additionally to this, right? That if you are accepting and allowing for differences in others, you need to allow them to give you that in return. Meaning not to bend and comply and agree with others for the sake of getting along, right? You can have different opinions and still get along and still treat each other with respect and kindness. So it's not for you to bend to other people, to other people's beliefs, ways of doing things in the office or in life or whatever. You do things your way, and it's fine if they don't like it or they do it a different way. Okay. Final starseed card. Tiny starseed card. Ooh, intuition. Trust your intuition. It has been guiding you to the answers that you seek. That's a nice little topper to everything we discussed there. So, my dear Leo North Node, I hope that this resonated with you. Don't forget to like and subscribe if it did. And you can also check out the Ascension Messages episode 4 with Anubis, for more about this transition from shadow into the light. I wish you all the best for your journey, and I will see you again soon. Until then, take care, be well, and stay blessed. Bye for now.